like some kind of a plasma-like fog or air cloud on top of them is what it reminds me of.
Hey guys, so I am back here and we have a very special guest today. We are back talking with Gina. Gina is looking at the moon and seeing some weird things that the rest of us don't see. So let's listen to what she has to say, and let's talk about it here. Okay.
A short video of the moon tonight in the sky here in Salem, Indiana, and you know, if you try to get a picture of the moon with just your cell phone, it's so bright it looks like a great big light bulb. And when I wanted to zoom up on the moon with the camera, this Nikon camera with the clouds, I couldn't get a clear image. I think it doesn't want me to zoom up on the clouds.
I'm sorry, did you say it doesn't want you to zoom up? It? What's it? Who's it? Are you talking about the moon doesn't want you to zoom up on it? The moon is an inanimate object orbiting our planet. I don't really think it has an opinion.
At night with such a bright moon. But it's okay, it is, and this video you're getting ready to see right here is the same video slowed down with enhancement.
Enhancement doesn't make the picture darker, it makes it easier to see. So I'm not sure what filter you're using, Gina, but they're not using the right one.
Now granted, it's not as super clear, but you know what really gets me is the dark areas.
What about the dark areas?
Not just the smooth dark areas, but the other dark areas that seem to have like some kind of well, how can I put it?
Plain English would be great, thank you.
Like some kind of a plasma-like fog or air cloud on top of them is what it reminds me of. It reminds me somewhat of a dark plasma on this moon.
I'm sorry, a dark plasma? Gina, I think you're misunderstanding what plasma is. Funny enough, I went back to high school, kind of, doing the whole at distance learning thing, trying to upgrade my high school, and I took chemistry. And funny enough, plasma did not exist when I took high school. When I was in high school, plasma was not a thing. There was no such thing as plasma. Plasma is the fourth state of matter. Okay, you got gas, liquid, solid, and plasma. It's essentially defined as ionizing gas or ionized gas. I'm sorry, Gina, it has nothing to do with the moon.
In certain areas, because of the way it looks so blotched, it really would if it was clouds. If you could picture clouds in the sky that are dark like this, like storm clouds, real bad storm clouds, that's what the dark areas remind me of.
Okay, it's fine to say that the dark spots on the moon remind you of clouds. I don't see how. I mean, they don't look anything like clouds, but I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion, and everyone's perception is unique. But Gina, those are not clouds.
So I'm just going to put a little more pictures, not screenshots, pictures that I actually took for you to look at. I do sometimes wonder about the moon.
Oh boy, I'm scared to ask. What do you wonder about the moon?
If the color of the moon, it can be changed like we can change it with different filters.
No. The color of the moon does not change on its own. The light that we see or the color that we see the moon reflecting, sometimes red, sometimes maybe bluish. That light is not coming from the moon. It's reflecting the light from the sun. And our atmosphere, as the sun moves through our atmosphere, or moves I'm sorry, I've been watching too many flat Earth videos. As the Earth moves around the sun, the atmosphere, our atmosphere, creates a kind of lensing effect as the sun, as we move around the sun. So the light that enters the atmosphere on the edges of our planet get distorted and bent, and that's what is projecting the color that we see on the moon. It is not the moon that is making that color.
But this right here is the original color when I took the picture, and this has a tad bit of contrast added to it.
I think that's more than a tad, but whatever.
This is what the moon looked like in the sky that I tried to zoom.
I'm sorry, Gina. I have to interrupt you right there. That is not the moon. I'm sorry. That is not the moon. That is the sun. Okay? The moon is nowhere near that bright. Ever. I mean, I've seen some bright moons, but that is clearly the sun. You can't mix them up. They're very distinctive.
On the clouds, and I couldn't. And then again, I'm just going to leave you with this video footage right here. It's like a minute long of the moon in the sky tonight. The sky is pretty much clear right now, aside from these clouds that literally, they like kind of disappeared.
Okay, well, that's Gina talking about the moon. She has got some very strange ideas of what the moon is, like plasma. The moon doesn't have plasma. It's ionizing radiation, essentially. So we see plasma in things like the northern lights, the aurora borealis. The aurora borealis is ionizing plasma. I think that's the only example I can think of. I mean, obviously the sun is a great example of plasma. That's our probably biggest example of plasma. Like I said, the northern lights are plasma. So the moon is not plasma.